Alright, today's reaction is insane female boxer claims she would be the champion of men's boxing by easyswishsniper. Hmm, this ought to be interesting. I know this man ain't gonna go easy on this girl. Alright, we'll see what's gonna happen. Uh, and apparently this female boxer that claims this kind of thing is like she won a couple matches in the past and she got some medals. I heard that she was one of the best female fighters. So we're gonna see if we want to see from his perspective and how and what he thinks about this whole thing. Cause I don't know, bro. She looked like she's tough. She looked like she's tough and she's a hard fighter and stuff. But I don't know, man. Because, it doesn't really matter how big you are and stuff. It's all about where you gotta know where to hit. So in order to knock out your opponent, it's all about where you supposed to hit. That's why I think, at least. Doesn't matter if you're a man or woman. As long as you know where to punch, man, you all good, bro. Doesn't matter how strong your opponent is. All right, let's see what this man got to say.
What's up, everyone? So today's topic was sent to me by a viewer of the channel, so I do appreciate it. It was the perfect topic. I wasn't actually planning on making a video on this because I had no clue this even happened, so I guess the stars really aligned. It deals with a situation of a complete lack of self-awareness, and it looks like this individual has a history of making bold claims, but I guess she decided to double down on them a couple of weeks ago. It's really beautiful to see these types of things happen because it gives you a little bit of a confidence boost, right? You can sleep happy knowing that you're smarter than at least one person out there in the world. It's definitely a great feeling. It helps raise your spirits. So the individual we're going to be taking a look at in today's video is a professional women's boxer. Now, I was legitimately, no joke, I'm not trying to troll, I was unaware that women's boxing existed. If you were to have asked me which has a higher chance of existing in real life between a unicorn and women's boxing, I would have picked the unicorn. I mean, my man SpongeBob might have had a higher chance of existing than women's boxing, to keep it real with you. Nobody that I know has ever said, let's watch this women's boxing match. Like, those words have never come out of any person's mouth. I've never even seen a single promotion or an ad or anything related to women's boxing. I really just thought boxing was an exclusively male sport. But anyways, back to the story. So there's this women's boxer by the name of Claressa Shields. Now, unlike the other women's athletes that we've taken a look at on this channel, Claressa is actually pretty good at what she does. She's won 2 Olympic gold medals. She's won several world titles in 3 different weight classes, and she's apparently considered to be the greatest women's boxer of all time, or at least one of them. So that's pretty good for her, I guess. I'm happy that she's had a successful career. However, Claressa wasn't satisfied with all that she's accomplished. She decided that she would take this opportunity to compare herself with the men, and obviously the comparisons weren't realistic at all. Why do a lot of these female athletes not focus on their own career? Why do they constantly let their male counterparts live rent-free in their brain? These male athletes build a nice big sprawling 50,000 square foot mansion in these female athletes' heads, and it's not even like men are saying anything to these female athletes in the first place. In fact, a lot of them actually support the women. I simply think a lot of these professional female athletes have some kind of inferiority complex. That's why we constantly see them trying to compare themselves with men. Honestly, they might have a serious case of alternative reality delusion. I think that's what we're gonna call it. Until we just say fuck it and have an exhibition match between men and women, they're just gonna keep talking. So Claressa has made the bold claim that 98% of men in the world can't beat her. Now, obviously, Claressa doesn't seem to understand a key fact.
If there's men that is like super weak and wimps, sure, but if they're like the experienced fighters, you really should talk a big game unless you could actually prove that factor. Can't really talk a big game unless you can actually prove it, G. You can't talk the talk unless you can walk the walk. You can't do that, bro. A lot of people. I don't even care. It's really not even my business, so to say, because I don't care. It's only got nothing to do with me, then whatever, bro. But you can't. 90% of men and that's pointing the entire world. So there's lots of dudes, bro. You wow,
that
bro.
allows her to make this claim. I think she's trying to say that even though she's a woman, she's stronger than the majority of the male population, or at least strong enough to where she would be able to beat over 3 billion guys in a boxing match. However, she doesn't understand that none of us grew up boxing. This would be like a 5-star chef saying they're better at cooking than 99% of the world's population. Well, who would have fucking thought that someone who spent thousands of hours perfecting their craft, going to culinary school, and cooking at all the top restaurants in the world is better than a majority of the world's population at what they do? Congratulations. If I and every other guy grew up spending a majority of our time practicing inside a boxing ring, that 98% she claims would drop down drastically. That number would plummet to the earth's core. She's not some Captain America super soldier who's just in.
I mean, come on now, bro. You can't make that kind of claim. There's different types of martial artists out there, all over the world. There's different types. And like personally myself, I learned a little bit by watching most of martial arts I've seen. Muay Thai, karate, kendo. I know jiu-jitsu. I've seen it all, bro. And I caught on maybe a little bit of each one of those styles. I even know a little bit of boxing. And my little brother's father is somewhat a boxer. And me and my little brother, we getting at it sometimes. But come on, bro. If you make it a claim like that, bro, that's like putting a big old target on your head, bro.
Invincible against any man that's trained enough to challenge her. I'm sure if you even pick a random guy that you see at a grocery store and train him like crazy for the next 2 to 3 years, maybe even less if he's already pretty athletic, I'm sure he'd have no problem taking Claressa Shields on in a match. So this 98% number may be factually true, but it's quite simply because this is her profession. I would hope she would be better than 98% of guys who've probably never put on a boxing glove in their entire life. But it's very important to note that the same wouldn't apply if we're talking about male boxers. I promise you, no matter how much you practice and put in hard work, you're not going to be able to step into a boxing ring confident enough that you can take on a prime Mike Tyson. I could practice for 24 hours for the next 10 years, and Manny Pacquiao would still put me to sleep in about 5 seconds. The same just would not apply to Claressa. If I became an elite athlete, I would without a doubt have way more upper and lower body strength, definitely bigger and stronger muscles, and in a physical sport like boxing, all of that counts. So let's just take a look at a video and understand a little bit more about Claressa's opinion on her skill.
Muhammad Ali is first, Claressa Shields is second. I am the greatest woman of all time, and 98% of the men in this world can't beat me. Keeping it real.
I appreciate
baby girl, if them niggas can't fight, then you got the upper hand. But if you talking about niggas that actually can't fight, bro, 9 times out of 10, your butt will be on the floor. You can't make these type of claims. You can't back it up, bro. There's millions, billions of dudes with different types of fighting styles that will drop you in a drop of a hat, man. You can't make these kind of claims without really backing it up, bro. And you talking about, there's a lot of dudes out here that can't even fight themselves, and they wouldn't say some stupid junk like this. Shoot. I know I can fight. I know I can. I am a big dude too. I can fight if I wanted to, because I've seen and I'm self-taught. But bro, for real though, I know I could get my behind whooped if I mess with the wrong one. I know I could get my butt whooped if I mess with the wrong one. I can't beat everybody. Someone's stronger than you. Oh my goodness, man.
Confidence, I mean, I guess she's earned the right to talk a little bit. She's won quite a few awards, but let's not get carried away. Let's not get overconfident with ourselves. Muhammad Ali is literally on the Mount Rushmore of boxing. There are people who've probably never watched a single second of boxing who've heard of the name Muhammad Ali. I don't think the same could be said about Claressa Shields. I can wager about $1 million that most people have no clue who she is. Muhammad Ali is not just a boxing icon, but he's a sports icon. He inspired a future generation of athletes. This would be like if Sue Bird compared herself to Michael Jordan. Like, come on, man, there's levels to this, and unfortunately, I hate to say it, but Claressa doesn't even have 0.5% of the swagger, cultural, and historical significance that Muhammad Ali had on the sport of boxing. That's just facts. You can't even try to argue with me on that. I don't think Claressa, even in her dreams, could have this type of flexing powers. Like, I'm sorry, man. So putting her name right next to Muhammad Ali is straight disrespect. But not only that, she skipped over all the other male boxers who deserve to have their name at the top as well. She just skipped everyone and put her name at the top. I don't know if she got hit in the head a little too much or what. We might need to have a doctor run a scan on her. This is like a straight A student who graduated at the top of their class, claiming that they're the second smartest person to ever exist behind Albert Einstein. Like, how idiotic does that sound? It's really the exact situation here, but the story doesn't end there. She first claimed that she's better than 98% of men, and then she said she's the second greatest boxer of all time, but we haven't seen her yet comment on how she thinks she'd do against male boxers. I hope that she can redeem herself here. For the love of my sanity, I hope that she at least has a little bit of awareness left. So let's see what she thinks would happen if she were to take on a professional male boxer. Boxing champ Claressa Shields calls out Triple G and Keith Thurman. They may be stronger than me, but their boxing ability isn't like mine. Triple G, he's older now, but I could give Triple G a run for his money. I am unable to form words given how disappointed I am with the sheer madness, absurdity, and foolishness of this woman. This is what Triple G Gennady Golovkin looks like. Let me just throw up his boxing record up on the screen. I'm not going to say anything because the numbers speak for themselves. I mean, he is, of course, a boxing legend. This man would seismic toss Claressa Shields outside of the boxing ring. We might have to rate Triple G's hands E for everyone so we can see a 38-year-old humble this extremely arrogant individual, bring her back to planet Earth. And here's Keith Thurman, the other guy she claims she'd dominate. This man also has a total of 1 loss in his entire career. Like, if both of these guys hypothetically match up against Claressa, she would have to wear state-of-the-art protective headgear. She'd have to wear padding all over her body. These guys would have to wear triple stuffed marshmallows as gloves. Instead of even entertaining the idea of a professional male boxer wasting their time on Claressa, time might honestly be better spent watching grass grow. Why don't we have one of these YouTubers like these guys match up against her? Before she calls out any boxing legends, we might have to have her do a trial round with a bunch of guys who do boxing as a hobby. We need to see if she's even capable of passing that test because, to be honest with you, I think I'd put all my money on a YouTuber. I want you guys to think about what would happen if any of these guys got in a boxing match with Claressa Shields, because I wouldn't put it past her to call these guys out as well. I feel like it's only a matter of time. So first, we have Andy Ruiz. Secondly, we have Tyson Fury. And finally, we have Deontay Wilder. I don't even think Claressa's own camp, her trainers, her coaches, even her dad, I don't think they would even allow something like this to happen. This would literally be outlawed in every country, city, suburb, and household on this planet. But it's always a good day when a trash talker gets put in their place. I actually thought of the perfect comparison. This is exactly what it is. This is like a guy taunting a full-grown pit bull that's on the other side of a fence, because the guy knows that there's no way the pit bull is going to get him, right? The fence is acting as a barrier, but as soon as someone opens the gate and the pit bull finds an opening, it's wraps. Claressa knows damn well that no matter how much she talks, the boxing federation isn't going to allow a man to match up against a woman because it's just a massive waste of everyone's time. So that's why she's talking crazy. She's pretty much the equivalent of a keyboard warrior. So I think those 2 Olympic gold medals that she's won has gone straight to her head and she's wilding. So I'm very interested to see what her 2 fans have to say about this situation. I hope her coach sits down and gives her a little bit of a reality check, tell her to calm down because she's only 25 years old. If this kind of behavior goes unchecked, she's going to have serious problems as she gets older. So that's pretty much my take on this. I think female athletes should just stop comparing themselves to men because science is just not on your side, unfortunately. So it would be nice if these women check themselves first. As soon as you start acting tough and saying that you're the greatest of all time, that's when I have to enter the chat and see what's up to see if your claims are valid. And of course, in every one of these situations, without fail, fail, their claims fall flat on its face. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. The goal is to get to 400,000 subscribers. Be sure to follow me on Twitch and Twitter. The links.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, that's wild. Well, that's it for that. Hope you guys enjoy. Link to the original video will be in the description down below, so check it out for yourself. Comment your own thoughts and like if you like it. Share it with all your friends. And man, I don't know, bro. It just really, this kind of topic is really not my business. Cause I honestly don't care, cause it got nothing to do with me. So, but on the real though, if you think you could take on dudes all over the world, bro, you better be ready to bat that junk up. People gotta stop talking big before they get hurt. That's the real deal right there. All right. My goal now, I got up to 85 subscribers, and I just got a new one today. So I appreciate the new subscriber that just came in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I hope you're entertained. All right, so my goodness. My goal is only to make 1,000 subscribers. That's it. That's all I want to go for. 1,000. That's all I'm going for. So stay safe, stay smart, be breezy.